the 116th regular season meeting of Chiefs Broncos. Philip Lindsay, fine-looking rookie. Back to return if he gets a chance from Harrison Butker. The new main man in Denver, Case Keenum, spent his college time at Houston, has the most passing yards and touchdowns in FBS history, but he went undrafted. Made it to the Texans, where he had a 2-8 record. With the Rams, more recently a placeholder for Jared Goff. Then the Vikings, backup turned starter who led them to the NFC Championship with the Minneapolis Miracle. And now finally, his franchise. With the rookie Royce Freeman in the backfield. They'll open up with play action. Jeff Hireman, the tight end, and a first down for Denver.
Joe, that's what I want to see from him tonight. He's been a game manager throughout his career. Now he's been given the keys. He's the franchise guy. Look, he's got to be aggressive tonight. He's had some turnovers, certainly in the red zone the last couple weeks. He needs to be aggressive going against the worst pass defense in football right now. Stretch the field. I look for him to go to Emmanuel Sanders.
And what do we describe this Kansas City pass defense as? Perhaps the remedy for inconsistencies with Keenum. As Freeman somehow gets free and then a stiff arm for more. The rookie from Oregon, 18 yards.
Well, Joe, that's what they want to do the most. They want to be physical and run the football. Royce Freeman coming down here, making a guy miss, just being physical. That's the identity of this offense. It's no longer a pass offense in Denver with Peyton Manning. It's being physical, running the football, and letting Case Keenum manage the game.
Book, he didn't make a miss. He ran right through Kendall Fuller, and that's what Coach Sutton, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, talked about. They need to tackle better, this Chiefs defense.
Our first look at Philip Lindsay in the backfield now as Sanders comes in motion. And Lindsay with a nice hole, and look at this rookie go. The dynamic first-year running backs for Denver, 17 yards for Lindsay.
This guy came in this league, and he's running hard. He brings juice. He just goes to it at a different speed than everybody else on the field. He's hard to tackle. He's got a chip on his shoulder. This balance attack. Now they get into the red zone, creeping in on their red zone. He's got to strike. I look for the play action to be a big part of Case Keenum's game tonight.
Good-looking opening drive. Let's see how they can cap it. Quick pass was off the mark, and nearly disrupting it was D. Ford. Well, up front, the left tackle Garrett Bowles had difficulties against Baltimore and T-Sizzle last week. Bowles gave up a sack and a half, also had 2 holding penalties. The skill positions, watch out for this rookie, number 14, Cortland Sutton-Witt.
Yeah, he's big, he's physical. They fell in love with him. You know, you watch his tape, and I got to see him down there in Dallas. He went to SMU. For a big guy, he's very athletic, getting in and out of his cuts. I look for him to have a big night tonight.
He's 6'4", 216.
Reminds you of a young Brandon Marshall almost, guys.
That's a good call, Boog. Here's Keenum on second down, taken down. D. Ford getting to him.
And they're just running quick game there. But, you know, Philip Lindsay is going to have to block that. And that's just not a matchup you want. You're going to see him. I mean, he's going to cut him, Joe, thinking that ball is going to come out. That's Case Keenum has got to get that ball out. That's a bad matchup. Bill Musgrave is expecting that ball to come out, the offensive coordinator for the Broncos.
And Witt, if you're D. Ford, to me, he's been rushing better than Justin Houston. They got a couple of bookends. I like D. Ford's game and where it's at right now.
3rd down and 12 now. Pressure coming again as he has to go underneath and short to Hireman. As he gets 7 yards back. And Brandon McManus will trot out for the field goal attempt.
That was the right read by Case Keenum, dropping it down. Kansas City played some soft coverage on the back end. But that's what I'm talking about. They have plays throughout these drives. They have a balanced attack. They get some good runs. They got to capitalize. You see there, you can't take a sack when it's quick game like that and the ball has to come out.
McManus, 4 for 4 on his field goal attempts so far this year. This from 42. Opening drive field goal. Showtime up next from Denver. I think we got a good one here. How about history on the line next week on Monday Night Football? Drew Brees is closing in on becoming the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards. It's Redskins Saints next week. You saw Peyton's numbers there. 201 yards away is Drew Brees. He could do it at home. There is Peyton here in the house tonight, at home here in Denver. 71-940 is the NFL record as it stands now. Next week, we will see if Drew Brees makes history.
Drew Brees, just an incredible career. And Joe, he's still doing it at an extremely high level. Those weapons he's got around him, Kamara, Michael Thomas, they're keeping him young. He probably feels like he's 25.
And guys, now that I know Peyton Manning is here, I got to go find him. He still owes me for helping him get a Super Bowl ring and end it. I got to go find him, Joe.
Look, I noticed there was a jewelry change on your hand tonight. Last week in Tampa, you were blinged out with Super Bowl glory. Well, here comes the 23-year-old superstar.
It's been an exciting start for sure. Gotten a lot more Instagram followers in the last 3 weeks of the season. I went from like 100,000 to like 250. It's part of being a quarterback of an NFL team, and I mean, I've really been enjoying it.
It's also part of having the best first 3 games and a new NFL record. Speaking of Manning's records, that's what he just took over. Manning had 12. Mahomes 13 touchdown passes to this point.
Welcome to the Mile High, young fella. This crowd is electric.
As he completes his first of the night, as he goes to Conley. So he hasn't thrown an interception. You know, we talked to Travis Kelce. We said, what's it like now having Showtime Mahomes? He says, the music is blaring in the car now. They are driving fast, and they're cranking it up.
Yeah, and this thing's just rolling, Joe. I mean, the bandwagon's filling it up quickly and for good reason. He has so many weapons, and he's so comfortable in this Andy Reid offense.
Quick throw to the outside, and it is complete to Tyreek Hill. Kansas City offense. Mitchell Schwartz is a fine right tackle. He makes his 100th career start tonight. Just saw Hill. They have talent everywhere you look with.
Yeah, that's all over the field. But that guy we just saw, Tyreek Hill, he's the X factor of this offense. He does it at running back. He certainly does it at receiver. They put him all over the field, and he's the X factor.
They spotted him just short of that line to make. Mahomes checking, play clock down to 1. Kareem Hunt. As they tried for the extra effort, but he was stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
That's just real good physicality there by the Bronco defense. You see Kansas City's got an extra offensive lineman in, trying to be physical, but inside there, Derek Wolfe just stacking it up in there. Nice and physical by the Bronco D.
Wolf, who missed the final 5 games of last year and underwent surgery.
You know what, Joe? It looks like they're going for it on 4th down. And you know what? This offense has scored on every possession to start the game. Andy Reid is aggressive. I like his mindset on the road. Try to get this first down.
At their own 34. And they get it with Kareem Hunt. Now that's aggressive.
You know, there hasn't been a lot of talk about Kareem Hunt this year. He's only got 168 yards rushing. You know, he led the league last year, but he makes this thing go. The play actions, the run pass option, it all goes off this running game. And certainly in moments like that, 3rd and 1, Andy Reid has so much confidence in this second-year player to get it north and south and get the first down. They miss the line, Denver's D.
Here's Hunt again. Good hole, and then he was taking a thundering hit as a flag comes in. It was Gotsis and Davis as Todd Davis finished him off.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 99. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's Adam Gotsis, third-year defensive lineman from Georgia Tech. As he gets that left hand up into the face mask of Kareem Hunt and then pulled him down awkwardly.
And this is when the play action, once you get into plus territory, Kansas City really likes to stretch the field, go vertical.
Hunt, plenty of room out of the backfield, makes a man miss, and then trucks another as he runs over Justin Simmons. 27 yards from Kareem Hunt.
This is what makes this offense so good, though. All we talk about this Denver defense is Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill. You see him fake it to him, send Kareem Hunt in the flat, and big plays just on a simple throw in the flat. It's all the things they do pre-snap, the shifts, the motions. He dresses it up so well, confuses these defenses.
And now they bring Kelsey all the way to the top of that bunch and motion Robinson back to the near side. Triple motion again pre-snap. Constant window dressing. Mishandled the ball. Mahomes scoops it back up and just falls ahead.
I think they confused themselves there with all that motion. But, you know, one thing you got to think about, and I know Patrick Mahomes played here last year in Week 17 to end the year, but the Broncos were out of the playoffs. This is a different crowd. This place is hostile, Joe. It gets loud. It's electric. It's hard to communicate. The quarterback has to do it verbally in the huddle. At the line of scrimmage, look for the signals. He's got to communicate to the guys on the outside.
Let's watch how Mahomes handles it in a spot like this.
Second and long. It's time for Von Miller to bring some heat.
Quickly out to Hill as he tries to get the corner against Roby. As Hill goes for 5.
You know, Boog, you talk about Von Miller in the rush. That's one of the things that Andy Reid's doing is combating that as the ball's coming out quick. He's got a plan. He knows who 58 is. And the ball gets out quick. And that's the weapon of Tyreek Hill. Getting to him in his hands. He's the fastest guy on the planet, certainly in the NFL. And he can do the rest with his legs.
9th play of the drive and facing a 3rd and 7. Mahomes steps up, batted, and it falls to the ground. That was Bradley Roby who got in the way defensively.
And that's one of the things that the Denver Broncos wanted to do. You know, Chris Harris has been talking a lot about we need to be more aggressive. We don't need to show them everything we're doing. One of the things defensive coordinator Joe Woods said tonight, we're going to challenge the receiver. We're going to get in their face and make them make contested catches, not allowing them to have easy access to the defense. That'll be key tonight for this Denver defense against this high-powered offense.
Second-year player Harrison Butker, who seized upon an opportunity last year as a rookie, took full advantage. He's 2 for 2 this year so far. And that is the first time this season that the Chiefs do not score an opening drive touchdown. The newly constructed Mile High Monument honoring the Broncos' home from 1960 to 2000. It's located on the north side of this stadium, and it has a replica of the original Mile High. Looks great, doesn't it? Includes 165 seats salvaged from the original Mile High. The Mile High Monument here in Denver. What a beautiful night it is here in the Mile High City. Dueling field goals early on.
A lot's been made about this Kansas City offense, Showtime, Mahomes, and everything. But to me, it's their defense where they have to get better. Communication, missed tackles. You can't have missed tackles in the hole. They lead the league in yards after catch allowed. It's because of the missed tackles and because the guys aren't in the right position. This defense is going to have to play better to match the explosiveness of the offense.
And this Denver offense, what everybody's waiting to see was last year an outlier for Case Keenum. Or can he be that guy? Can he make those plays, stretch the field?
Here's Lindsey again. Look at that hole. They have had success early on running the ball with Freeman and Lindsey. He is the local guy, Philip Lindsey. He's from Aurora, a suburb here of Denver. He was part of the Broncos Futures football program, and he starred at South High School in Denver. Look at the little guy back then. Keenum. Did he get rid of it, or are they marking him down? As they say, he was crashed down on by Justin Houston. Houston now 72.5 career sacks.
Justin Houston coming around the corner, lining up against Garrett Bowles. Just a simple speed rush, challenging him, using his hands, dipping and ripping. Case Keenum has to step up. They're going to challenge Garrett Bowles tonight. Can he line up in one-on-one situations and block Justin Houston? And my mission for Justin Houston, can you be the $100 million pass rusher that they paid you to be? Off to a good start tonight.
But what a bad pass set by Garrett Bowles. He's got to kick and get back. You cannot step up with your footwork.
3rd and 11 now after the sack. Keenum backed up, has to go underneath the Hireman again, and Hireman cannot get free as a flag is down back at the 15-yard line. It was Chris Jones coming in after Keenum.
Yeah, it looked like Garrett Bowles on the hold again. He's in for a handful trying to block Justin Houston.
Holding. Offense, number 72. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
Look at his footwork, though. He steps up and then tries to get back. He's opening the gate, and then you cannot throw him down on the edge like that. What happens is he's still a young player, Boog, and so he gets frustrated. He gets beat on the first play, and then he wants to come back and try to do something like that. You got to be mature when you're playing the blind side left tackle.
Marquette King's punt fielded by the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And here goes Hill. Blockers in front as he's wrestled down in Broncos territory. 38-yard return for one of the best game breakers in the biz, Tyreek Hill. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by GMC. Live like a pro. Beautiful area coverage we have tonight brought to you by Goodyear. Spectacular night high above Broncos Stadium at Mile High. Joe, Jason, Boog, and Lisa with you. 3-3 game. Patrick Mahomes. And that Chiefs offense. Out of the empty set with time. Fires underneath low into the inside of Travis Kelce.
We talk about Tyreek Hill being the X factor. A big part of that, Joe, is where he lines up. You're going to see him up the top of the screen in a 2-receiver set. Now he's in the backfield playing running back. And then he lines up all over. The single receiver, but they throw the quick pass to him on the weak side, and then he's in the bunch. Denver defense has to know where he is at all times, but it's hard to defend because he's all over the field. He creates mismatches, and Denver's defense has to get aligned so they can be physical with him at the line of scrimmage.
To your point, you see the next-gen stats there as to where he's lined up all over the place. 2nd and 10. And the guy who had the best chance at that was actually Bradley Roby.
Good coverage by Roby there. Running stride for stride with him. They're trying to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Tyreek Hill's really improved as a route runner. We know he came in the league as a running back. He's improved. He's gotten better. He's averaging over 20 yards a catch. But they want to be physical at the line of scrimmage, just like you talked about earlier, Bo.
With something to pay attention to, defensive coordinator Joe Woods brought Ty Davis that last play. They're not going to let Patrick Mahomes sit back. They're going to heat him up and see can he handle it tonight.
3rd and 10. Roaring here in Denver. They're coming after him. Hit as he throws and incomplete. As Will Parks came all the way in from that safety position.
Joe, they're just disguising coverages. You're going to see he's going to play here, and he's going to two guys there, and then they're going to blitz off the edge. And Travis Kelce is just throwing him off, disguising coverages. Look, teams have now seen Patrick Mahomes through 3 weeks. This is the challenge for him. How does he adjust now that he's put it on tape? And they're going to be aggressive, physical, and like you said, Bo, they're going to bring pressure.
Dustin Colquitt trying to pin them here with the punt. And good chance at it, but it goes into the end zone. Boy, Colquitt's been in the league 14 years. Your old teammate with back at the University of Tennessee. That's a veteran now, Book. Beautiful night in Denver, where the local fans enjoyed the first two games of the season. Beat Seattle and then Oakland. Lost last week on the road at Baltimore. Here's Royce Freeman. Another big hole and big run and a first down for the Broncos. They have been gashing that Kansas City defense.
And they're just going right up the middle, right in the heart of this defense. You're going to see him with the fullback leading. He goes right on the nose tackle, Janovich, and then Freeman's just hitting it. They have great pace for rookies. When they see that hole, they strike. Getting first downs on first downs, that's a good sign for this Denver offense.
Guy who holds the Pac-12 career record for rushing touchdowns with his time with the Ducks. Here he is on the pitch to the near side. And they are able to track him down that time with D Ford. That Chiefs defense up front has Bailey Williams and Chris Jones, who had 6.5 sacks last season. You already saw what Justin Houston, the linebackers, capable of. Now 3 sacks on the season. Noticeably absent from the defensive backfield is Eric Berry, the 5-time Pro Bowler who remains out with a sore heel. There he is.
Yeah, they miss his leadership, his playmaking ability on the back end. And that's one of the reasons why they struggled in the secondary.
2nd and 10. Keenum gets it out quickly. Sanders lost his balance as he was trying to get around the corner, brought down by Kendall Fuller.
That's a good job, getting it out quick, allowing Emmanuel Sanders to get in space, good blocks. Now you got 3rd and manageable, but when you run it on 1st and 2nd, like they do a lot of times, it puts you in situations that he has to convert a lot of these 3rd downs, because now they're manageable downs, and then now allow him to find his weapons. And I look for Emmanuel Sanders to be a big one.
3rd and 6. Let's see if he goes to his tight end, Hireman. He's targeted him 3 times already. He's come up with 3 catches. To the outside and a field for a first down to the veteran Demaryius Thomas.
That's just a nice play by Case Keenum in the pocket. It had pressure coming off his right side. He felt the pressure and said, you know what? It doesn't bother me. I'm a veteran guy. I'm going to throw it outside to Demaryius Thomas. And it's so good to see Demaryius Thomas making catches. Here's a guy who's led the league in drops since he came in the league, and now he's trying to get back on track. They're going to need him to be the Demaryius Thomas of old if this offense is going to be all it can be.
That was a good pickup by Devontae Booker, the running back, on that blitz.
Very good job in pass protection. Lindsey just beyond midfield for the rookie from Colorado. Let's go down to Lisa.
Hey, Tess. Well, Philip Lindsay really feels like he was disrespected by all 32 teams in the league because he went undrafted. Despite the numbers that he put up at Colorado, he said, I had some of the best stats in college football. I didn't get drafted. He said all 32 teams called him right after the draft, which made him more frustrated. But once he got out of his feelings, he signed with Denver. He says he knows his size, 5'8", made people skeptical. But he says, I'm a grown man. It's not about how big I am. It's about how hard I play.
Isn't that the truth, Lisa? And this time he is taken down at the line by D Ford. You know, to Lisa's point, Wick, he was invited to the combine. At his pro day, he runs a 4.3940.
Yeah, and it shows up on the field, Joe. The thing I love about that is how he picked Denver. They drafted 2 running backs in this year's draft. He wasn't one of them. He still comes here, and he's leading the team in rushing, and you mentioned his speed. It shows up. He hits that hole, and he has got a burst. Really good player, and you see that he plays with a little bit of a swag, a chip on his shoulder.
Just shows you all you need is an opportunity in this league to make a name for yourself.
Now they got 3rd and manageable again. Man-to-man coverage. See if they can get some of these crossing routes going.
3rd and 5 for Keenum. They're coming after him again. And it's incomplete as he went down hard. It was Nelson and Houston and Ford. As D Ford has been active tonight.
Yeah, you see D Ford, he just comes with that long bull rush and captures the edge. Valdir, this is his first time going against him in this division. He's seeing it. He's like, wow, this guy's got some long pass rush and explosion. He's coming off that edge, and it just swallows that hole for Case Keenum. That ball has got to come out because he feels that edge pressure.
Let's see if Marquette King can play keep away from Tyreek Hill. And he does so with a good-looking directional punt that forces him out of bounds. The NFL celebrates youth and high school football year-round through Play Football, an initiative aimed at shaping experiences for flag and tackle participants, highlighting coaches, ambassadors who promote the values of the game, and connecting to the football community. To learn more, find a league near you. Visit playfootball.com.
You know, so far, this Denver Broncos defense has played well. They were put in an adverse situation last drive, and they answered the bell. Now can they do it consecutive drives over and over? That'll be the key against this big-time offense.
Remember, Kansas City squandered great field position last time. They were at the plus 41 when they got started. As Hunt should take us to the end of a first quarter where they swap field goals. Chiefs have scored an opening drive touchdown in all 4 of Mahomes' career starts. Not tonight. So many legends always come back to these Broncos games. Randy Gradishar, one of the great defensive players, 70s, early 80s. Rod Smith, Dennis Smith enjoying themselves here tonight. There's Rod, all-time leading receiver. Touchdown catches, franchise history. And then one of my all-time favorites there, Floyd Little, Hall of Fame running back from Hill House High in New Haven, Connecticut.
Did you grow up watching him play, Joe?
A little before my time, my man, but he is a legend back in our parts of the world.
Oh, I thought you were a little bit older than you are, I guess.
Alert, Tyreek Hill is in the backfield. Alert.
He sure is, Boog. Flanking Hunt. And they get it right to him quickly. But can he get that edge as he works behind the block of Sammy Watkins so patiently?
A really good job by Chris Harris there to force it back inside. He felt the blockers coming to him, knowing that his teammates were going to come out of the stack and make those tackles. Chris Harris is a physical corner. Good play right there.
It's something to look for tonight if you're at home. Watch where Tyreek Hill lines up. If he's close to the ball, whether in the backfield or as a receiver, they're trying to get the football to him. Keep an eye on where he lines up tonight.
It's just so easy to get big yards throwing a swing pass to him with his speed.
That's little DeAnthony Thomas now who he motions into the backfield at 5'8", 176. And they pitch it to him. Thomas. You see everything every which way with this offense.
You really do. I would like to be in the Wednesday morning install. How they put this package in. Hey, DeAnthony, you're going to go play. You're going to go play running back on this series, okay? We're going to have this play. And then next series, hey, Kelsey, you're going to do it. We're going to throw the shovel pass to you. And Tyreek, you're going to line up weak, strong, backfield. We're going to run a handoff. I saw that last week. Andy Reid's having a field day with these guys.
For years we talk about most NFL offense, so homogenous, right? Cookie cutter. You just fit any piece in here. Not here with the Chiefs. They are exotic, and they have all the speedsters that can get it done. 2nd and 4. Then they have this guy with an offensive line giving him a push. Kareem Hunt, who led the NFL in rushing as a rookie a year ago.
Well, it's something, this offense, and Andy Reid, we talk about all the weapons and the toys. You forget, this guy led the league in rushing. And sometimes what happens with these high-powered offenses, they forget about the backbone, the foundation of the offense. Hopefully Andy Reid doesn't forget about Kareem Hunt.
Oh, he's not going to forget about it. But here's what I love about Andy Reid, and I went against him for a lot of years in Dallas when he was in Philadelphia. He said he got out ahead of it. Said he had a powwow with these guys and told them, hey, there's only one football to go around. Just know you're going to get yours, but so is everybody else.
Play action now. Mahomes, look at the time he has, and then had a check down, and it's dropped by Hunt. Finally, it was Zach Kerr who was able to frustrate Mahomes.
But that running game is the offensive line's best friend, because then when the play action comes, they're all selling the run. And that's why they can have the time that Patrick Mahomes has to be able to throw the ball down the field. But that's a rare miss that you saw there with Kareem Hunt. He caught over 50 balls last year.
That's the last thing that the Chiefs want to see. Tyreek Hill limping off the field. 2nd and 10. Here's Hunt. Able to keep his balance, and look at him go! Kareem Hunt! How about that? What looked like it would be a minimal gain turns into a chunk play.
In the wide zone, is in full effect. You're going to see him there just running. Good bluff by Travis Kelce and Kareem Hunt. He only had one rush this season for 15 or more yards. Last year, he led the league with 19. Getting him on the perimeter is huge for this offense.
46-yard run from Kareem Hunt as he goes for 4.
And then after they get the big play, they go right on the ball, up-tempo, keep applying pressure. Look at this move by him. To lay there and then just stay in bounds. The balance for a big guy like that, incredible.
And now down here is where this Denver defense has got to step up. They can give up field goals. They just can't give up touchdowns to the Chiefs.
Kareem looked a little winded after that last one.
Tyreek Hill has come back into the game. 2nd and 6. Spencer Ware, maybe a yard and a half that time, as Pecco was clogging things up along with Shaq Barrett.
Now you got 3rd down and manageable. And really, this is when I see Patrick Mahomes come alive. He's been so good in the red zone. You know, he's had 16 pass attempts, 12 of them have converted. It's been huge for him. He's got these weapons. The name that we haven't really said, and I think is going to play big here, is Travis Kelce. This is an area field, and he's been a killer against this Denver defense.
They've been good on 3rd down up until tonight. 0 for 3 so far against this Broncos defense.
He's got Kelce.
3rd and 4. Mahomes gets it complete for a 1st down to DeMarcus Robinson.
These young receivers, it's incredible. They just keep playing. That's the thing with Patrick Mahomes. Just keep running your routes. It's not there. Good protection. You're going to see him there. Robinson, he stays in the quarterback's line of vision. When he rolls right, roll with them. And then he gets that play. Tough catch. Secure that catch and get down.
Look at this hit he takes from Von Miller.
They got to do that over and over again tonight, Joe, to affect this young guy.
1st and goal. Mahomes. This is what he does best. Backyard football, taken down and rolled up near the 10-yard line. He had Kerr and Davis closing on him.
Yeah, they really wanted to go to the run-pass option, which is one of the things that comes off of this wide zone scheme, fake the run. But one of the things Denver is doing is they're playing tight coverage. So those quick slants in behind aren't coming open like we've seen from this Kansas City offense in prior weeks.
Denver said they were going to be very aggressive, and you can do that because you don't have much yardage to defend down here in the red zone.
11th play of the drive. 2nd and goal. Quick strike to the outside and off the hands of Hill.
Hill's just running the quick out there. Roby's playing off coverage. As soon as he puts that right foot in the ground, you see him coming right there. He comes out of that, got to get your head turned around, and he's got to make that catch. A lot of times you see it right there. He cradles that football. I was never a big fan of that, Joe. I really felt like you needed to stick your hands out of there and pluck it out of the air.
Big 3rd down for this Denver defense right here. They've got to get off the field, only giving up a touchdown. Expect pressure from Joe Woods, the defensive coordinator.
You see linebacker Brandon Marshall is on. Kelce.
Mahomes, he's going to try to get there on his own, and he does so with ease. Showtime. 8-yard touchdown run by Mahomes.
He doesn't do it a lot, Joe, but he can. Extend plays. He talked about when he gets outside the pocket, he's not afraid to throw it down the field. He wants to really throw it down the field, but he will run if he needs to. Watch his awareness, though. After he scrambles, watch him look back. See him peek? Wow. He wants to know if those defensive linemen are coming behind him. He's got awareness, and he's a playmaker.
So his first rushing touchdown of the season. Patrick Mahomes with the legs this time. Getting some oxygen. He's wearing that Monday Night Mike tonight.
Lock up, D. We gotta lock up. Appreciate it, bro.
Hear all the action, everything he's dealing with, trying to deal with Mahomes. Mahomes on that last drive, guys, on 3rd down, he had the 3rd and 4, went to Robinson for 8, and then the 3rd and goal, and he did it with the wheels.
It's incredible what this guy can do. He's just extending the play. You see him there. He's a sponge with Andy Reid.
Look at this high, short kickoff by Butker as he forced them to field it with Janovich, the fullback.
You know, there's been a lot of conversation about roughing the passer in the National Football League. But just watch Von Miller. He's got an opportunity to hit Mahomes and then land on him. He says, you know what? I'm not going to get a penalty here. And just full speed, driving him into the ground. But he decides, you know what? I can't do that because that's a point of emphasis, and I don't want to get flagged and hurt my team. Nice move there by Von Miller.
Although this week we saw fewer of them. And perhaps the message getting out as Von Miller illustrated right there. Both Lindsey, time and time again, massive pulls. That one was created by Andy Janovich.
Yeah, he did a great job. That's a misdirection play. You're going to see Janovich going to come in here and lead in there on the isolation. And all that's going to do is he's going to separate and see that lead hole, how big it is. He gets on the safety and creates big running lanes. You see these holes, Boog? I mean, it just don't happen. It doesn't happen all the time. Creating lanes, and they're doing it a lot of different ways. The zone game, the lead fullback. It's good to see the Denver Broncos attacking with this running football.
First down has been a struggle for the Chiefs defense. Keenum with time. Downfield, looking for the rookie. Into the arms of Courtland Sutton.
We talk about big receivers stepping up. I told you about Courtland Sutton. He's big and he's physical. Good pickup by Janovich. And then Sutton on the back end going against Kendall Fuller. Keeping the defender on your back hip so that you can come back to the football. Watch him. He's going to stack him, get right on top of him, underthrown a little bit, and he allows him to go back. Good job with that left hand, just throwing him off a little bit to make that play.
And we talk about this Chiefs pass defense. Something inside me tells me they might miss one Marcus Peters on the back end.
No doubt about that. Lindsey in motion, takes the tap pass, and with it looking for blockers on the edge as he is forced out just inside the 20 by Eric Murray.
Bill Musgrave, the offensive coordinator, he's telling Andy Reid, hey, I got a little bit of that in my playbook too.
That's Andy Reid 101 right there, the little touch tap pass. In recent years, they have taken a lot of the college game. There is Musgrave, who recently said our style is a rugged style. Well, they have played rugged with the run game against that Chiefs front seven so far in this first half. Let's see if they do it with Freeman here. 2nd and 5. Here is Royce Freeman.
And Joe, you talking about them being rugged. They're just lining up right now and said, you know what? Our defense gave up a pretty long drive. Let's come out here. We got the big shot down the field, but now let's be physical. Let's own the line of scrimmage. We have an advantage, and let's show this Kansas City defense. They've been bad against the run and the pass, and we need to exploit that.
You know, I talked about they need to be aggressive, but in this situation with the way they're running the football, I think I just keep handing it off.
Yeah.
3rd and short.
I agree with that, Whit.
3rd down and 1. Pitch to Freeman. Taking a long time to get there, and then he breaks free. Cuts back inside the 5 and drags a man for a touchdown.
Joe, they run the toss sweep here. Watch Royce Freeman's patience right there to be able to wait to hit that hole and then just carry him into the end zone. Look, he's heard all this talk about Philip Lindsey. His wingman says, hey, guess what? I got some game too. Give me that rock. I'll take it to the end zone. Give him 6.
He took Anthony Hitchens for a ride. They are running the ball tonight right through the Chiefs. Freeman, 14-yard score.
Want more stats? Hey Siri, who leads the league in sacks?
10-10 game here in Denver. Monday Night Football. Joe Tessitore, Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, Lisa Salters with you here. Broncos have 7 rushes for 69 yards on first down alone tonight against this Chiefs defense.
You know, Bob Sutton tried to convince us all weekend long, our defense is going to get better. We just have to play together. The guys have to get used to communicating with each other. I'm here to tell you that's not the truth. This isn't about communicating. This is about making tackles. Look at the number of missed tackles you see, the effort, the energy. Make the tackle. Get to the ball. That has nothing to do with communication. That has to do with professional football players making tackles, and the Chiefs just don't do it. That's why they're the worst defense in the National Football League. Sutton
in his 6th year as the Chiefs defensive coordinator. Former head coach at Army. Was up there at West Point for most of the 90s. Let's go down to the field for an injury report with Lisa.
Yeah, Tess, well, for the Chiefs, wide receiver Sammy Watkins is back in the locker room right now, questionable to return to this game. I think he's being evaluated for a hamstring injury. Tess.
Watkins has been a very nice addition to Andy Reid's offense.
Yeah, he really has. He's wide receiver 1, what they needed. A guy that has the size, the ability. He's a high draft pick. And go win on the one-on-one routes and the simple drop-back plays. They're going to certainly miss him.
Second and 3. As Hunt will move the chains. You know, it's interesting. Travis Kelce, who has topped 100 receiving yards in each of his last 3 games against the Broncos. He has been shut out tonight. 2 targets his way, yet to have a catch.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job disguising. They're putting a guy over his head. A lot of times he's blitzing, and so they're playing man-to-man, but it's throwing him off. Oftentimes he wants to see it, uses physicality, his hands at the line of scrimmage. That guy's blitzing, and it's taking a while. They're playing a good defense. They have a good plan for him.
What did you say to him yesterday? Do you put a bib on when you come to play Denver? Not the case tonight. Play clock is down to 2. As Thomas is ripped down by Justin Simmons, but a flag is down. It looked like Bradley Chubb was jumping in there.
Offside. Defense, number 55. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Bradley Chubb, the 5th overall pick in this year's draft, the rookie out of NC State. He was a monster in the ACC, has the career record for tackles for loss and sacks at NC State.
He's really coming into his own. He's big, he's physical. He's different than Von Miller. He brings that physicality to the game. He's good against the run, and he plays to his strength. Nice addition to this Denver D.
First and 5 after the penalty, as another flag is down, as he's able to find Conley. Craig Rolstad heads up this crew, his 5th season as a crew chief.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 10 covered up an eligible receiver. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So Bradley Chubb now with the Broncos, and Von Miller was excited to get himself a new wingman.
Hey, I'm ready. What we got?
In the 2018 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bradley Chubb.
Got Bradley Chubb.
What a great reaction from Von Miller when Bradley Chubb was drafted.
But you know what that means? You know why he was so excited? Because he knew that I was going to take those chips and all the double teams off of him, and he's going to free him up a little bit.
It's nothing like getting a running mate with somebody that can help you get to the quarterback. And as you said, now it's 2 of those guys coming after the quarterback, left side and the right side.
And, Book, it really just shows the character of Von Miller, too.
Yes.
What a great welcome for Bradley Chubb. No, the future Hall of Famer is taking in like that.
Yeah, and Von talked about that. He said one of the reasons why he takes that approach is because he had DeMarcus Ware. And DeMarcus was a teammate of mine. And, he's just a veteran guy. And he saw the success that they both can have together, working at their craft, the hand movement. We saw it at practice, Joe. They're constantly on the side, working their different moves, their swipes, the spin moves. And so it's good to see. People don't realize, certainly Von Miller is so athletic. He's explosive. But he's got a high football IQ. He works it. He feels like he's like a running back. On the defensive side, that they're trying to attack him. He does such a good job getting to the quarterback.
So off the timeout, 1st and 10. Mahomes, quick out to Hill. Remember, Hill went off for a moment. He was limping back into the game and effective for 11 yards.
Joe, I talked about Tyreek Hill improving as a wide receiver. And this is one of the areas. These are tough routes to run. Getting in and out of cuts. But these defensive cornerbacks, the secondary, they want to play off because they know about his speed. And that's what's allowing these quick outs for him.
And you get the label guys of, hey, you're just a speed guy. He has really developed into a good route runner.
Yeah, he went down to Nebraska this offseason and worked with wide receiver coach Keith Williams to help improve his route running, and it's paying dividends.
And now he circles all the way back into the backfield, and then they quickly get him on a 3rd option, and it just goes for a couple of yards. Flag is down, but he goes about 56 yards of running before he even touches the ball pre-snap.
That's an incredible play. I mean, he draws so much attention. Andy Reid just dialing him up.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 11. That's a 15-yard penalty replay. 1st down.
That's the fellow receiver, Robinson.
Robinson's trying to block out in space, but I talked about it earlier. Chris Harris does a good job getting off blocks. He causes that penalty. But look at this motion. What do you even call that? They go left, go back right, come back left, and then, we're going to take the option and swing it out to you.
It is so much fun to watch Andy Reid and the evolution of what he is at this stage of his career with this offense. He threw it behind Kelsey. Mahomes and Kelsey just can't click tonight.
Yeah, and Mahomes would like to have that throw back. That's the first of the run-pass options that this offense does. And you're going to see Shaquille Barrett is in coverage. That's what Travis Kelce likes. That's a matchup. Travis is an all-pro player. He'd like to have that catch. He's so good at going to get it back on that back hip. That's a tough catch for big guys.
Yeah, Mahomes is just a little bit off. Denver's bringing pressure, mixing the looks up. He seems just a little bit off going behind Kelce there.
Stacked up, driven back was Hunt. Goes for 3. Well, he was pushed back as Josie Jewell was getting into the mix there, and Derek Wolfe as well.
You're going to see them they're so physical at the ball. I mean, knocking them backwards. That's what defenses always talk about. Jewell, the rookie, played at Iowa. He brings that physicality in the inside linebacking core.
Here's a big 3rd down for this Denver defense. 3rd and long. Drop back, play coverage, keep the ball in front of you, and get off the field. That's what the Bronco defense needs to do now.
A tidal wave of sound on 3rd and 20 as he drives the ball into the ground, and this Broncos defense is stepping up to the challenge. We told you this would be the test for Mahomes. This setting, that guy.
They're doing a good job tonight, Joe, of mixing it up. They're being physical, they're playing man, but on the 3rd and long, no need to play man. They drop back, play coverage, and now they get off the field with the punt.
Colquitt boots it away, and here's Jones taken down by good coverage from Kansas City. USAA and the NFL pay tribute to our armed forces through the salute to service. Chris Peak, Broncos assistant defensive line coach. He's a graduate of the Air Force Academy. Played quarterback at Air Force in the early 90s, majored in civil engineering, served as a civil engineer officer in the Air Force from 95 to 98. And there is Chris, as he is one of the assistant coaches helping out with that defensive line. I'll tell you, his guy Derek Wolfe has played well so far tonight. 10-10 game. Undefeated Kansas City against this 2-1 Broncos team. Here's Keenum. Sanders splits defenders, and will move the chains for 11 yards.
You know, Joe, Chris Beek, you referenced in there. He had one of the most important jobs of the week. He's the scout team guy that he has to get everybody lined up. Different than college, right? In college, you have the red shirts and the walk-ons, and you meet with them, and hey, look, this week, you're going to be Baker Mayfield. But look, he has to hold it up here. Guys, hey, you're Tyreek Hill, you're Kareem Hunt. We're going to shift, we're going to motion. And the head coaches, they all want them to have it executed so clearly because they all were that guy one day many years ago.
And how do you possibly mimic what Kansas City does offensively? Hey, we got a great one tonight. 10-10 on Monday Night Football. Chiefs have won 5 straight over the Broncos. 10-10 game here. Look at my man Boog down there on the Boogmobile, elevated above the field. Getting a look at that line of scrimmage play that Broncos offensive line has done a really fine job running the ball with. Here's Keenum. Looking for an option on first down, and he's able to find one just beyond midfield is Emmanuel Sanders.
And that's been his weapon all year. He's 19 for 23. These guys are converting over 80% of their passes. He just keeps playing. He's got the big crossing routes, man-to-man, Fuller, good separation. And then Keenum loves throwing it. Good catch, going to get those low balls. Good conversion. Now you got it in plus territory. Inside the 2-minute, be huge for this Denver offense to get 6 points on this drive.
Doesn't look like the Kansas City games we've been seeing where they have jumped out to these big leads against the Chargers and Steelers and Niners. They were up 35-7 against San Francisco.
You got to credit that Bronco defense, Tess.
In first down, trying to swing it out to Booker, put it a little high, but Booker catches a seam and then is torn down awkwardly by Justin Houston. 9 yards there.
And that's just a really good call and execution. You're going to see Case. He sees that it's man-to-man, and he gets Cortland Sutton on a little pick route, and that allows Booker to get the first down. You're right. Looked like a face mask there.
Booker again, and another first down. Denver has 3 timeouts, minute 22. And they will use one here as they are marching down here on Monday Night Football. The commercial-free Genesis halftime show is coming your way with Susie Colbert, Lewis Riddick, Steve Young. Mahomes' first half breakdown. Had breakfast with Lou. He said they have to protect him. Disrupting him is the key tonight for Denver. SVP is going to talk MLB playoffs and a special performance by Good Charlotte. Keenum to the near side. Dangerous play as Orlando Scandrick was tracking that ball.
Good awareness by Scandrick. He got his hand on it there, but they're disguising all these coverages, and you know they really want to play man-to-man. There they go zone. Scandrick sees it. Good play by knocking it down there.
Yeah, Keenum's almost got to drive that ball, and he put too much air on it, and Scandrick was able to make up some ground. Better throw. That may have been a catch on the sideline.
Minute 17 and a 2nd and 10. Hireman shifts to the backfield with Booker as he tried to check down and go under to Hireman. It'll leave him with a 3rd and 10.
I think that might have been a screen pass, Joe, back underneath to Hireman.
You're right.
Now, if you're Denver, how aggressive do you get? You've played a really, really good first half. No one expected you to be tied with this high-flying offense. Are they going to trust Case Keenum to be aggressive here when you're almost at the edge of field goal range? I think they should be.
They took over at their own 24 with 2:17 left. This the 7th play of the drive, a 3rd and 10.
And Cortland Sutton, receiver down at the bottom of the screen. He's the matchup, the big physical player.
Keenum. Right at the sticks and right to Cortland Sutton.
Like I said, Joe, he's just so big and physical. You're going to see him go a little up-tempo here. That was a matchup. Good job by Case, holding his eyes, the center of the field, and then allowing Cortland to isolate him. He slips a little bit, but I talked about the athlete that he is. You see it there. For a big guy, does a good job getting in and out of his cuts.
I think he's going to be pretty special now.
Prior to the snap, the previous play is under review.
So they're going to take a peek at this.
Yeah, Joe,
by Sutton.
I think they want to take a look at the spot, Joe. It happened like right here in front of me. I mean, it looked like he may have been a little short. They're going to look at the spot, in my opinion, to see just how close he was at his first down.
Denver did not like that because they were trying to go a little up-tempo, a little naked bootleg. Yeah, he's short. You're right, Boog.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult because he's coming back to the ball. So where does he gain control of the ball? It's almost, he looks a little short. It's just going to depend on where the ref thinks he has control of the ball. That's a tough call there.
You know, if he is short, I mean, if you're Vance Joseph, do you go for it in this situation, Boog? Because, I mean, really, last year they started out 2-0. They fell off. They took a nosedive, finished 5-11. Now they've had a pretty good start, 2-1. Here they are. They got the Chiefs, the leader in the division, one of the top teams in the AFC coming in here. Do you try to get that first down because you got 2 timeouts, or do you take the field goal?
No, Whit, I think you got to go for it because you understand who's on the other side. Showtime Mahomes and this Kansas City Chief offense. They're averaging 40 points a game. So what's the likelihood that you're going to win 17-13 or whatever the number is? You got to score a touchdown. So if it's short, I think Vance Joseph and this Denver Bronco offense should go for it.
And I agree with you, Boog, because, you know, we saw it yesterday in the game, Indianapolis game, where Frank Reich made a decision to go for it. And it didn't work out for him.
Yep.
And they gave Houston great field position, and he came in and said, look, 10 out of 10, I'm going to do that. I'm not playing for a tie. But more than that, I think just for these young coaches, it just sends a message to your locker room. And Vince Joseph's still a young coach, and he just sends a message to his guys, hey, I'm going to ride you. I believe in you. In case this is your offense, we're giving you the keys. And still got a long game, a whole nother half, regardless of the outcome.
Now, you reference what Frank Reich did. That was the Colts losing 37-34 to the Texans yesterday. Let's see what they come up with here. Remember, rolling on the field was that he had the yardage for
After
a first down.
review, the runner's forward progress was at the 23.5-yard line. Therefore, it would be 4th down and 1/2 yard at the 23.5-yard line. Time to reset the play clock to 1:08 and run 10 seconds. The play clock should read 58 seconds. Thank you.
So they say short, and it's 4th down.
And now if you're the Denver Broncos, do what you've been doing all game long. You challenge your offensive line. This Kansas City defense is the worst defense in football. If we can't get a half yard against this defense, we don't deserve to be on this side. Let's line up and let's pound them.
You know, it's interesting. They got Devontae Booker, who's really their scat back. I think you run it, and you run it inside.
Yeah, Booker's mostly their 3rd down guy, but here 4th and 1. They fake the pitch. They're going to pass on 4th and 1. And reaching ahead with the extra effort was Thomas.
That's a gutsy call, Joe. Run the bootleg and try to sneak out there. Nobody was really open. Good job by Case Keenum. You're going to see him here. That's a little jump pass. Tim Tebow made that one famous down there at Florida, but they try to sell the run. Kansas City did a good job reacting to it. Good job by Thomas, having the awareness, knowing where the sticks are. You see him reach it out right there. Regardless if he got tackled, he still would have got the first down. Keenum, he has more playmaking ability than you think, Joe. He does. People think he's a game manager, and he has been that for most of his career, but he's got some moxie to him, and it showed up there.
And I just love the belief in him from Bill Musgrave and Vance Joseph. We always say, let's line up and run the football, just like everybody in America. But you know what? I paid this guy $18 million a year. Let's put it in his hands. Let's get this first down. Great belief in Case Keenum.
The journeyman who now has the franchise of his own. They use their 2nd timeout. 1 remains with 48 seconds here before halftime. Looking to break this tie. Off the edge, and he quickly gets it out to Thomas again, who is stacked up at the line of scrimmage by Scandrick. And they'll get the timeout here. Of course, last year with the Vikings, the journeyman turned star then, went 11-3 in 14 starts. The NFC divisional playoff game. You want to cash a big check? Pull something like this off. The Minneapolis Miracle to Diggs. The 61-yard touchdown as time expired against the Saints.
I think that play still gives Sean Payton nightmares down there in New Orleans, Joe.
No, you can ask him. We'll be with him this weekend when we have another sensational matchup with Drew Brees chasing history, trying to become the all-time passing leader in NFL history next week against the Redskins. Only 201 yards away.
He's got Cortland Sutton. He's got him.
They pick it up. To the end zone they go. Sutton out of bounds. Led him too far to the right. Fuller had coverage.
Sutton was one-on-one on the outside. You're going to see him on Fuller. Good job by Fuller. That was a matchup. I love his size. Fuller widened him, and he used the out-of-bounds, the sideline, as his friend. Good defense. It's been a rough night for Fuller. Good job there in the red zone.
Fuller, who came over with a trade for Alex Smith. He was originally a third-round pick of the Redskins.
You know, guys, with it being 3rd and 10, 34-second, you can still complete this pass inbounds, get up and clock it. You don't have to go out of bounds or in the end zone.
3rd down and 10. They only bring 4. Shallow under that time. And that is what they will have to do as they go to Lindsey, and the clock is under 30. Hitchens with the tackle.
They got to get off the field. This is a Mayday kick. See Emmanuel Sanders running off.
They got plenty of time.
Running on.
Yeah, plenty of time. No need to rush. 16, 15. Take your time. Make sure your kicker's ready. Plenty of time on the clock.
McManus is 5 for 5 on the year. This will be a 34-yard attempt to break the tie at the half. A well-managed drive by Case Keenum and the Broncos. The Chiefs, who have been up big last week, 35-10. Now they trail 13-10. They're going to get the ball to start the second half as we will join Susie Colbert for the commercial-free Genesis halftime show starting right now. 13-10, Denver on top of 3-0 Kansas City. McManus, couple of field goals. Mahomes had the rushing touchdown. Freeman, the 14-yarder. And there is the quarterback matchup. Whit, Denver did a nice job, as you said, of being aggressive on both sides. What do you make of Case Keenum tonight?
Well, he's playing exactly the way the Denver Broncos need him to play. He's aggressive. We talked about that. You saw his play on the 4th down. Nobody was open. He was able to hang in there and throw them open. And then against the blitz, you see he's 6 for 8. He's doing a great job of finding these guys, orchestrating the line and the protections. He's off to a great start. This is the franchise quarterback they signed up for.
It's funny, that label of franchise quarterback with Case Keenum. He's made all the stops, 4 teams in the last 5 years. Last year, the surprising happenings in Minnesota, and now handed the keys to this franchise. He said, hey, first time I've actually bought a house in an NFL city. Feels good for him, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does feel good for him. And, you know, that's what he does so well. He's just calm. He's a leader. He has that underdog mentality to him. And this Denver team, not just the offense, the entire team, they're rallying behind him. And he's making plays, getting it out quick, staying ahead of the chains. That's going to be key for him here in the second half.
And Whit, he's being patient. I thought early in the season he was forcing the football, which is one of the reasons why he was throwing interceptions.
And Mahomes, folks, started the game 4 for 4. He finished that first half 3 of 11 passing.
Well, without a doubt, Joe, it was always going to be interesting to see how Patrick Mahomes handled pressure. He's been flying footloose and fancy-free, putting up a lot of points. But the Denver Broncos told us we're going to be aggressive. We're going to bring guys in his face and seek him to be accurate. Right there, just a little bit behind Kelsey. Bring another blitz, bringing it off the weak side. Guys in his face. Can he be accurate with guys in his face? And then we're going to line up and play man-to-man. We're going to challenge one of the fastest guys in the NFL, Bradley Roby, playing man-to-man. Nice job by defensive coordinator Joe Woods in the first half.
Empty set to start this second half. Mahomes. And it's been that kind of night with Kelsey. He is shut out now on 4 targets.
You think that Denver defense wasn't sick of hearing about the 100-yard gains from Kelsey and the tight end? They're being aggressive with him at the line of scrimmage, and then they're clamping on him pretty good. He's so good in open space. He runs routes like a receiver, and so they're getting on him quicker before he can get in and out of those cuts.
Yeah, with Kelsey's the best tight end in football. They're paying a lot of attention to him, and rightfully so.
Quickly to the outside to Conley, who is wrapped up by Chris Harris Jr., the 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Kelsey, you're going to see him here. You see Marshall playing him thick and aggressive, and then Chubb rerouting him, double-teaming him, and then not being on the same page with Mahomes, and then that one on his back back hip. He's got to make those plays. He's frustrated right now. Calm down. He's the guy, especially with Sammy Watkins out of the game. He's the guy they're going to have to go to. He's a difference maker.
Remember, as Lisa let us know, Watkins out of the game with a hamstring.
Big third down. We haven't heard a whole lot from Von Miller tonight.
3rd down and 9, and they're going to have to use a timeout as that play clock was headed towards double zeros. Lisa.
Yeah, Tess, well, like you said, Chiefs wide receiver Sammy Watkins out of this game because of a hamstring injury. It happened in the first half. He did come back out onto the field. He tried to test it out right in front of me, was running down the sidelines about 20 yards, but he indicated to head athletics trainer Rick Burkholder that he just could not go. Looked very disappointed when he went back into the locker room. So that's one less weapon for Patrick Mahomes, who the Denver defense so far has managed to keep in check. And Vance Joseph said the key to that has been keeping the big plays to a minimum. He said, yes, we've given up some rushing yards, but that's been part of the plan. Keep the big plays to a minimum, and so far it's worked.
Listen to this place. 3rd and 9. They only bring 3 as he escapes. Downfield, wide open, complete to Harris. Ad-lib Mahomes, showtime success for 24 yards.
And not only does he extend the play, but he allows his tight end there, Harris, to get the first down. You see, nothing's really open. There's a pressure, extending it, and allowing Harris. He could have thrown it to him sooner, but allowing him to get the first down, knowing that the defense has not covered him, and then he strikes. He's got good mobility, and sometimes you got to make plays like that.
And if you're the Broncos, where's the contain on the outside? They've got to get somebody, keep him in the pocket.
Hunt will push ahead as he makes his way to the 45, a gain of 5 for Hunt.
You know, the one thing on Patrick Mahomes, it's rare to have this kind of start to your career. And I certainly believe in him and on that bandwagon. But the ability to adjust your thinking and your decision-making from week to week or within games, they're doing stuff different. That's when you find out what his ceiling is, or does he belong in the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, the Manning categories. Right there, extending the play on 3rd down, that's huge for this young quarterback.
They're going to empty so he can see the defense a little bit better. That's the adjustment Kansas City's made.
2nd and 6, wide receiver screen. Thomas with a blocker in front as he weaves his way past Travis Kelce. 15 more yards.
Getting the ball out quick, understanding the pass rush, changing it up, different things that you're seeing. And Mahomes is using the hand signals. You see him at the line of scrimmage, taking command of this offense. And then the quick release. Catch, set, rock and fire, Joe. It's a thing of beauty.
You can see how quickly he gets it out. 11.4 yards on throws under 2.5 seconds, according to Next Gen Stats. Hunt on 1st down. As big Zach Kerr is able to get to him after 4 yards. And there comes Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. The old vet and the young guy.
You know, Joe, we talk a lot about Patrick Mahomes. I talked to his goddad, LaTroy Hawkins, and he says everybody can see the physical attributes. But for him, it's the mental attributes, the mental game. He can process information. He has a photographic memory. That's why he's been so successful.
They talk about that photographic memory and how much it helps him with a complex offense like this. 2nd and 6, pulls it out of the belly, and again unable to connect with Kelce, covered by Chris Harris Jr.
Watch this, covered by Chris Harris. He understands the awareness. He's playing man-to-man, getting on him. It's the run-pass option, physical with the big receiver, and then undercutting, getting that hand in there on the big receiver. That's how you play it. Chris Harris, watch him. I think he's going to be matching up against Travis Kelce a lot because Sammy Watkins is out of the game.
These are the moments that Reed warned him about. It'll be louder than Pittsburgh. And you saw what happened because of it.
Well, here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes sees the blitz coming. He's trying to direct the line to the offensive left. He sees it. He understands it. He knows it's coming. He sees the blitz, and guys just can't get the communication. Chalk that up to the fans at Mile High, and this place is rocking right now.
It's a hostile environment. How does he handle adversity? 3rd and long right here. Kelsey's on Will Parks. That's a good matchup for Kelsey.
Kelsey yet to have a catch tonight. 3rd and 11. What can Mahomes come up with? Cross body, and he finds him. Finally, at a big moment. Came close to that line of scrimmage, didn't he?
I mean, that's just an unbelievable play. The Denver Broncos are rushing. He's close to the line, and as long as some of his body is touching the line and behind it, he's good. Doesn't have to be the full body, as long as some of his body is behind that line. But just a great job of eluding the rush here.
What a play. 1st and goal. Chubb with the tackle. Pecco with the finishing wall. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Joe, that last play, much like we saw last week, when he scrambled left, then back right into that ball, Andy Reid said that's all coaching. You know what? You go into coaching 101 first day. If you're scrambling, do not throw it late and across the field. But you know what? Sometimes you just let showtime be showtime, Joe. And that's what we saw.
10th play of the drive here. 2nd and goal as Hunt comes into the backfield.
Alert a shuffle pass underneath, possibly.
They fake it, give to Hunt, and he's met by Von Miller. A loss of 2. 3rd and goal.
Hello, Mr. Miller. Welcome to the game tonight, making an impact play down by the goal line.
Former Super Bowl MVP, his 108th career start. A big spot, and he delivers. And now, 3rd and goal for the young Patrick Mahomes.
Man-to-man for the Kansas City Chiefs D. They're going to bring heat.
Robinson.
Sprint left. Get it out. He gets it out, but it's incomplete. Looking for DeMarcus Robinson.
You give Denver a lot of credit. Making stops at critical time, forcing field goals. Pac-Man Jones, the veteran, knocking that ball down. Patrick Mahomes is doing a good job extending these plays. He's coming back on the crossing now. They talk about plastering when they get outside the pocket. Look at Pac-Man, the old veteran, former TA of mine. Stay on the receiver, priff him out of the corner of your eye, and then make a play on the football. Good job.
And now just a 21-yarder from Butker. Tied up again. Fun one in Denver on Monday Night Football. Mahomes had that incredible 3rd down conversion on that field goal drive. Total Replay is brought to you by Wells Fargo.
Watch him, big-time player, step up in big moments of the game. He's in his drop back. He feels the pocket collapsing, gets the little high knees, karaoke, and then throws it back across the field. Look at this. He's in a shuffle. That is all in his arm strength to find Kelsey. Eyes up. Like I said, you do not want to throw late and across the middle, especially after you get outside the pocket. But you know what? It's not about the X's and O's, Joes. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes, and they got a good one in Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, let me tell you, when you got Mahomes' physical gifts, you can get away with being a rule breaker at times. But they had 1st and goal, and they settled for a field goal. So Andy Reid and that offense will talk things over as Philip Lindsay will be on the return here for Denver. Watch out, picks up a block and is ridden down past the 30. Could have gone to the outside of that, still went for 32 yards on the return.
Boy, does he run hard, that Lindsay.
Sure does. And this guy likes to play hard. Case Keenum, from life as an undrafted free agent to the well-traveled journeyman to now the $36 million contract for 2 years here in Denver. And he managed things so well in that first half.
You know, Joe, you talked about how much he's moved around. He's a moving company's dream. He's well-traveled, but he hopes to unpack his bags and stay for a little bit. And this drive, this second half, these are the games you look back on and say, How did he play in these moments?
I love when he told us this weekend, he said, guys, I've earned the right to be in this position. Got to have that confidence. Feel good about it.
Got it.
Great toss, but intercepted, is it? That was a heck of a play by Eric Murray.
He took it away.
Wow. Wow.
He took it away.
Eric Murray with a sensational pick.
Hireman's just got to go up and get that football. He's attempting to slow down, but
The
what
ruling
a
on the
play
field
by Eric Murray.
is an interception. First down, Kansas City.
Watch Eric Murray with that
Timeout.
left hand get in between the paws of Hireman and pull it off. As good as you will see. Chiefs are taking over when we come back. If you're going to have your first career interception, you may as well make it a memorable one. Eric Murray, young man, former Minnesota Golden Gopher, with an incredible takeaway right through the arms of Jeff Hireman. Kareem Hunt. Look at that leg drive out to midfield as he was pulling Brandon Marshall ahead for 7 yards.
You know, guys, something to notice. Patrick Mahomes has been off tonight, only completing 50% of his passes. And just watch Andy Reid on the sideline talking to his young quarterback. Hey, I know it's a rough environment. What do you see out there? Tell me. Let's communicate. Great job by Andy Reid going. It's not often you see a head coach go to the sideline and sit down with the quarterback. But great job by Reid trying to calm his young quarterback down in a hostile environment.
Yeah, you got that vantage point down there, Bud, hovering above the field. 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard run from Hunt. They go back to the ground, well blocked, and another big play from Kareem Hunt.
And that's the way you want to run the football. They're going east and west on this wide zone scheme and forcing these linebackers to run. They want to play downhill. And look at Kareem Hunt, stiff arming and getting to the outside. He's done it over and over again. Good job by him.
You see our big guy, the right guard, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, the doctor, the offensive lineman who graduated from medical school this year from Montreal's McGill.
And this is the area you take a shot possibly.
Chris Conley. You know, amazing story with Laurent. He's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He grew up, eccentric family. They went on 2-year-long sailing trips when he was 10 and 15, up and down the East Coast to the Caribbean, was homeschooled, and he used to spearfish to get dinner. And now he's an NFL offensive lineman and graduated from medical school. 2nd down and 8. Circle motion from Hill again, looks that way, comes back. What a play call to Kelsey. A flag is down, but once again, all these exotic motions and misdirections, and then coming back with Kelsey.
Holding. Offense. Number 75. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
But it all goes for naught as Cam Irving with the penalty.
And that's a costly penalty there, Joe. What a call, though. They fake the zone read. They're going to fake the dive, and then they're going to fake it to Tyreek Hill and then get it back to Kelsey. You see Irving right there. Just let him go. He's not going to make that play. That big hog's not going to get Kelsey down. Costly penalty.
It's something about all that window dressing. Your linemen have to block for a long period of time, and Cam Irving got caught then.
2nd and 12 after the penalty. Empty set for Mahomes. Circles around, extending the play, guns it downfield, giving his guy a chance as 2 receivers were converging there. It was DeAnthony Thomas who had the best chance. And the rookie Bradley Chubb was trying to search and find Mahomes.
And good job by Mahomes because Chubb jumped that snap and Fisher was late. You saw his eyes looking inside the left tackle, but Mahomes scrambling. And look at that strike on his back foot, making that throw 40 yards down the field. It's incredible, but they're making him feel it. They want him to be uncomfortable, and boys, it's showing up.
Wildly entertaining he is. 3rd down and 12.
Does Denver come after him, or do they play zone?
They're going to play a little man-to-man, but
here they come.
Give this crowd another assist.
false start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
We brought it up earlier. You came here last year with the Cowboys. You guys got thumped in this environment.
Yeah, and a big reason why is because of this crowd noise. I mean, it's electric here. Mile High, in my opinion, one of the top 5 environments in the National Football League. It's electric, especially early in the year. I talked about the altitude. It's real, but so is this crowd. It's amazing. And Patrick Mahomes feels it right now. He certainly does. Just stay calm, communicate. And these pass rushers love it too.
5 penalties against KC, all on offense. 3rd and 17. Screen was set up one way as Holmes just has to throw it away. This Denver defense is doing their job.
They're just getting off the field in timely situations. The pass rush, the coverage, they're mixing things up. They're blitzing him, playing man-to-man. That time it was a great job. It's 3rd and long. Had a screen set up one way, but the Broncos didn't fight, and they came out the other side, pressured Mahomes. Nice job by defensive coordinator Joe Woods.
Penalties taking them out of field goal range as Dustin Colquitt comes on to punt. Oh! Sitting right there with a chance was Marcus Kemp, but he couldn't get to it. SportsCenter SVP, after we finish up, he'll tell you all about Patrick Mahomes night, guy who came in with 13 passing touchdowns, doesn't have one yet. MLB action and the worst beats of the weekend. That's SportsCenter with SVP. After we finish things up here on Monday Night Football. 13-13. I formation with Freeman, going to stretch it to the near side. And behind that block of Andy Genovich, he's able to go ahead.
And I look for him to get that running game going again. Get back inside. They're doing a good job mixing it inside and then getting on the edge on the outside perimeter. They are controlling the line of scrimmage up front, this Denver offensive line.
You know, we saw another high-flying wild day in the NFL yesterday. We now have 12 different 400-yard passing games so far this season. And now we're sitting here with Mahomes at 142, doesn't have a passing touchdown. Keenum at 139, doesn't have a passing touchdown. And a run game and defense stepping up in a pressure-packed Monday Nighter. Sanders, untouched all the way downfield until he's finally forced out at the 44-yard line. 18 yards, another good block by the fullback, Janovich.
Incredible block by Janovich, but good job mixing it up. They fake the read again and then pitching it back, allowing Sanders to stay in full stride. Look at Janovich blocking down the field. Are you kidding me? I'd love to see fullbacks stride for stride with the speedy receiver and just putting them on their back.
Denver's realizing where their advantage is, guys. It's in this running game, forcing this Kansas City defense to play multiple downs, doing a good job of that.
Now Lindsey will get his turn, and he was met at the line of scrimmage before falling ahead. It was Xavier Williams, the first to get to him. You know, see the rushing yards we have so far tonight. Team stats, Kansas City 126, Denver 117. Told you the limited passing yards in what has been such a tightly contested game. The master and the pupil, Reed and Mahomes, trying to figure out this Denver defense. For now, it's a 2nd down with Case Keenum. Quick out. And up ahead is Lacoste. 4th-year tight end out of Illinois. Jake Butt, the starting tight end, tore his ACL in his left knee, injured last Thursday in a walkthrough practice, so Hireman and Lacoste have to step up.
Case Keenum likes this. It's a little quick game action, 2 slants on the outside, and then tight end going to the flat. Just allows him to read it out. He's a smart player, has been for a long time, grew up in a football family. Get all the guys out, and I'll read through it. And he does a good job getting through his progressions. And, of course, there, getting the first down, throwing it to his tight end.
The guy who only received 1 scholarship offer coming out of high school. Case Keenum. Lindsey. Nobody there at all as the rookie takes advantage.
Just a very poor job by the Kansas City Chiefs defense. You have to have somebody to set the edge. Lindsey's got entirely too much speed coming around the corner. Good job there. by Garrett Bowles hooking the corner, and Lindsey with his speed. But if you're Kansas City, you've got to set the edge. Lindsey using his explosiveness.
Justin Houston there, Bug. He tried to go on the up and under on Garrett Bowles. Good reach by Bowles and good reach by the left guard, Ron Leary, securing that edge. Bowles caught Houston on the up and under, right underneath his armpit.
How about the local kid, Philip Lindsay? Grew up nearby in the suburbs, went up to Boulder for college, and now doing this with the Broncos. Imagine what a thrill it is for him. Reggie Ragland, the former Alabama Crimson Tide star, with the tackle. There is Lindsay, who, as Lisa told us, wasn't invited to the combine. And then on his pro day, he ran a sub 4.440. Would have been the second fastest time at the NFL combine by a running back if he was there.
You know, in second down here, you have an opportunity to potentially run a little play action out of the gun, get Sutton or Thomas on the outside, an opportunity to go make a play for you. I don't think that was going to him.
Well, Hireman got his hand up there. I think Sanders was looking for the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you there. With it, it looked like Sanders was on the outside. You got two guys in close proximity, and he takes it away. Yeah, that was definitely going for Sanders there.
Tight ends, they always want the football. Just, my goodness.
So greedy.
Look who's talking.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right. If it's in the area, put those paws up, man, and bring it in. But you know what? That was a great release by Sanders. Good read by Keenum. Hireman's just got to have more awareness in that situation.
Broncos tonight 0 for 4 on 3rd and 10 or
He's got
longer.
Sutton. He's
3rd
got
and 10
him.
here. Sutton, end zone, and off his hands as a flag comes in, as Orlando Scandrick was draped all over Cortland Sutton.
Case Keenum saw the matchup and went right away. See Sutton using his body, trying to get by him.
Defense, number 22. The ball was
Scandrick
pushed
held him the
out.
entire way down the field. You
Automatic.
got to let go.
Touchdown.
He's a veteran player, a teammate of mine in Dallas. But, you know, Sutton there, that's where rookies have to learn. You know, and he got the pass interference call. But you got to rip that inside handoff. You're so big, you need to play physical in that area and make that touchdown catch. Use both hands. Don't just put one out there. Go get it with two. But he did get the pass interference call.
He is a big guy, 6'4", 216, and now a 1st and goal after the penalty. Lindsey, the lone back. Lindsey trying to dart ahead. Scandrick just got enough of him, but he goes ahead for 4.
Lindsey, that's just a nice jump cut. Seeing that there's penetration inside, and then he's going to get a quick jump cut right there, and just slides and avoids him, allowing his blockers, who didn't win early, to still get a block.
Kansas City trying to run a man out onto the field as Lindsey goes ahead and into the end zone, and a flag is down. Good awareness by Keenum and Lindsey.
Yeah. That flag looks to be on KC.
Offside. Defense, number 21. That penalty declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
You know, I know he's a little guy, but let's look at the guy drive. And does he keep his knee up?
Touchdown.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. For a little guy, talk about how powerful he is coming under there, just using his legs. We think Royce Freeman is the thumper. Look at little Philip Lindsay, powered in the end zone.
Told you, he grew up in the suburbs in Aurora. He was part of the Broncos Futures football program, a youth football program here in town. Went to South High in Denver, up to CU in Boulder, didn't get invited to the combine, and now, as you say, the little guy, 5'8", 190, is making a big impact here at home. And the Broncos are up a touchdown on 3-0 Kansas City. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Burger King. All new juicy, crispy chicken tenders are now available. Try yours today only at Burger King. We had a classic between these two back in '94. Montana to Willie Davis, the game-winning touchdown. The Chiefs took it 31-28. That was the last matchup between Montana and that guy, John Elway, who now stands atop this proud franchise. And it is his team who just took the lead over the unbeaten Chiefs. As Von Miller is wearing our Monday Night Mike.
You can't run in there like that. You can't run in there like that.
You can't run in there like that, Boog, says Von.
This is what we wanted to find out, guys. Can young Patrick Mahomes handle adversity? They're down. It's late in the third quarter. Is Andy Reid going to trust Showtime Mahomes?
We said this would be the test, the national examination of Mahomes. Quickly gets it to Kelsey as he is taken down by Todd Davis and Chris Harris.
You know, Boog, you referenced earlier Andy Reid going to the sideline and visiting with Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
And really, he has such a good pulse. He wants to talk to him. Hey, what do you like? What do you want to run? What are you comfortable with? And, you know, a lot of head coaches that have a lot of success like Andy has over the course of their career, they don't do that. They get stuck in their ways. Not him. I look for this offense to give you something new that the Denver Broncos defense has not seen yet.
2nd and 4. Looks one way, comes back the other, now extending and gets back to Tyreek Hill.
The
Right,
Broncos
left, right.
The Broncos are doing a great job, Joe. You see how Mahomes is holding, you see how he's patting the football, he's holding it, because the coverage is there. They're confusing the young guy. Nice job by the Denver Broncos defense. It used to be the no-fly zone. They've been giving up pass yards. Nice to see them playing well tonight.
You know, one guy they miss on the outside, Sammy Watkins. He had the speed and the size and the route running ability. When Mahomes extended those plays, he can get separation.
Instead, we're seeing Chris Conley in there. Watkins out with a hamstring. 3rd and 1.
Give it to Kareem Hunt up the middle.
They don't. And Mahomes retreats, then goes downfield and nearly has it picked off by Shaq Barrett. He was looking for 6'7" Demetrius Harris. Remember, Harris built him out earlier tonight.
You know, I'm really surprised Andy Reid went with this call because Denver's doing such a good job passing these things off. They didn't block them there well. They were trying to get Kareem Hunt out in the flat really quickly with some pick routes that they do so well. Denver reacted, passed it off, and then, of course, Patrick Mahomes had to extend the play and threw it deep.
Colquitt punting away to Pac-Man Jones, who celebrated his 35th birthday yesterday, as he gets the fair catch at about the 23. Excuse me, Hamilton with the fair catch there. As they switched up the returners. Keenum comes back out with a 7-point lead.
And let's understand how Denver got this lead, which you made a great point about them getting the running game going. That's what Denver has exceeded at tonight, running the football. Don't stop now. Case Keenum, timely passes, but this offensive line, this crowd, that's what's winning Denver the game tonight. Look for another dose of it here.
And that's what they love about these running backs, because now they just Rolodex them through, and here comes Royce Freeman back inside.
And here he goes. As he tried to find that block, and then look at the balance from Freeman. For a moment, it looked like nothing was there, and then he found something with the effort.
And this is the same play we saw earlier. Janovich doing such a good job. He's going to come over here and then be the lead blocker for Freeman. They do such a good job. Same motion, leading up on the corner, and good job by Freeman breaking a tackle and getting the first down.
But that's just terrible tackling by the Kansas City Chiefs defense. You want to be known as the worst defense in the NFL, you tackle like that.
4th quarter's coming with 3-0 Chiefs trailing on Monday Night Football. I'll tell you, the Pac-12 rookie running backs have been something for the Broncos, haven't they?
They've been incredible, Tess. And you see the stats there, but they're doing a number of different ways in how they are attacking. They're doing it inside, getting outside on the perimeter, toss sweeps. Phil Musgrave's called a good game with his running attack.
Keenum
Got his
with
tight
time.
end. Got him.
Wide
Fullback.
open and into the hands of Janovich. You saw it right from the start with.
Yeah, I thought it was his tight end, but it was his fullback. You don't see the fullbacks, Janovich, going out on a little wheel route. They lose track of him, and they just don't carry him. And they run with him for like 10 yards. They must have thought he was running a clear out. A lot of times that's what you see out of the fullback, but big play by Janovich.
Bob Sutton's defense is really struggling.
Well, they're attacking the linebackers. The linebacker, Reggie Ragland, should have been in coverage there, but he got lost. Nice job by Musgrave attacking these linebackers.
That is not Reggie's game. He is a thumper against the run. 32-yard reception. Freeman back to business here as he goes ahead.
And Janovich, just after the big catch, right? He doesn't get excited, comes back.
Yep.
Let's run a lead ISO. Put me on the middle linebacker. I could hear the thump up here. You know, that position is really a forgotten position in National Football League, fullbacks. But we're seeing them tonight. You know, on both teams, they're playing well.
You know where it's a forgotten position? High school with the spread, college with what we're seeing. So not a lot of guys coming up, but those who do take great pride with what we're seeing out of Janovich.
I wouldn't be surprised they ran that ISO one more time.
2nd and 6. Let's look for it. How about it? And as Lindsey goes ahead, it'll be 3rd down and about 4.
You know, and now you got a 3rd and 4, 3rd and medium. Your entire playbook is open, all because of the run game, setting up 3rd and manageable, physicality. Now Bill Musgrave can get Case Keenum into something comfortable and keep the clock moving, because while they're on the field, Showtime Mahomes is sitting on the sideline. 53!
They're playing man-to-man. I think Emmanuel Sanders is the matchup. He's so quick. He's on Fuller in the slot.
Number 2 receiver, bottom of your screen, 3rd and 4. He's looking for Thomas. And he's thrown well out of bounds.
Kansas City gets off the field there, holding them there to a field goal attempt, but it's the big plays that you're seeing. And give Case Keenum credit. He's seeing it. He's reading it out. He's taking it when they give it to him, but he's not forcing it. To your point, Boog, last couple weeks he's had interceptions in the red zone, and they've been costly. This week, he's being smart and making good decisions, and you saw how he flipped field position with that throw to his fullback, Janovich.
So here's McManus from 46. A 10-point lead for the home team.
6 touchdown throws today by Mitch Trubisky.
Mr. Automatic strikes again.
We should fire every person that was on that field today.
Feels like my first win in 100 years.
Earl Thomas just cost himself millions.
Well, it was another outrageous day in the NFL, but what happened to Earl Thomas there, the broken leg and then the middle finger salute. You know what? He was asking for the money, came back to play. What was your takeaway of one of the real big stories in sports news?
Well, he'll regret that decision to make it. It was the heat of the battle, and I understand that. But he had a great player. He's a great football player for a long time. Been to the pinnacle with the Super Bowl. And look, it's a business. I understand it. He got hurt out there. But I think he'll regret that decision when the emotion calmed down and he thinks back on his time there. And, you know, somebody's going to pay him. I think he benefited from playing this year because he played so well.
That was the big talk about on every sports studio and radio show today, Boog.
Well, I agree with Whit. He's going to regret it. But let's understand how we got here. Here's a guy that's outperformed his contract. He's the 6th highest paid safety in football. He's performing like the best, tied for the league in interceptions with 3. If you're the Seattle Seahawks and you don't want to extend him, then trade him. I get where Earl Thomas is coming from. But for him to be laying on that field, the emotion just took over. He'll regret it. But if you're Seattle, just pay the man or get rid of him.
And the word was a landing spot in a possible trade could have been the road team here. The Chiefs. And now adversity for Patrick Mahomes after the road was so easy to start this season. Kelsey is just tripped up beyond the 30.
Yeah, and Patrick's got to get in a groove here. Get a completion. Somebody's got to step up. How do you handle adversity? Joe, this is the first time in his career he's been down. He's down 10 in the 4th quarter. Go up tempo. He's got to make plays. And some of these guys, Tyreek Hill, we haven't said his name here in the second half much.
Out of the backfield, they get to Kareem Hunt. The Chiefs haven't trailed by over 10 points in any game since week 12 of 2017. That was a loss to the Bills.
Well, Joe, here's what's got to happen now. The college offense, all the trick'em stuff has got to go out of the books. Now he has to step up and be an NFL quarterback, and let's see, can he do it?
And Kelsey's his guy.
Mahomes rifles it to the outside, well off the mark, looking for Tyreek Hill, who was covered by Jones.
And you know what, guys? Give Vance Joseph some credit. I look at the head coach, and I evaluate him on his specialty. Does he make an impact on the game where his specialty, how he got the job? And for Vance Joseph, it's defense, and particularly it's defensive backs, and they have played great. This offense holding them to 163 yards. Coming in here, the Kansas City high-flying offense. Good job by the young head coach.
Former defensive coordinator of the Dolphins against the mastermind offensive guy in Andy Reid. Spencer Ware on second down with the carry.
Biggest down of the game coming up here. You're down 10 in the fourth quarter. The crowd is going wild. You don't want to give the football back to Denver. What does Andy Reid dial up for Showtime Mahomes? Because they can ill afford to give the ball back to the Broncos.
Travis Kelce's not on the field. One of these guys on the outside have to step up.
And if you're Denver, Denver looks like they're bringing pressure.
Third down and 6. They do bring pressure with Harris. They pick it up, and he gets it complete to Demetrius Harris. A flag is down. We will check on that. It's back at the 35-yard line.
Going to be a holding, Joe. Going to be a holding.
Illegal use of hands. Offense, number 76. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Now the benefits, Boga, being that close to the field.
Watch how they do disguise coverage. They're going to act like he's blitzing, then they're going to drop on this side, and they're going to bring it over here. Okay, it's smoke and mirrors. And the right guard who gets the penalty on there, Duvernay Tardif, he's late to get to that one. I'm a rookie, guys. That was a pretty good call by me, Joe.
That's excellent pronunciation
exactly.
of the Quebecois native.
But it's smoke and mirrors. Good disguise by Vance Joseph and that Denver defense.
3rd and 16 now.
Now if you're the Denver D, you back up and play coverage, make them throw it in front.
Pressure comes from the other side. Rifles it to the sticks. Tyreek Hill as they are waving it back at midfield, as it was Harris who was with him.
Are you kidding me? What a throw by Patrick Mahomes.
He just guns it on the go.
Wow.
3rd and long. Backyard ball.
Clearly down by contact there.
They're short. It's 4th down. Kansas City's going for it here. I disagree with the coverage just now. They brought pressure. 3rd and long, play coverage. Kansas City right now, this is a critical down in the ball game.
Mile High is shaking. It is 4th and 1.
You know, potentially try to get a little naked bootleg on the outside. Get him on the perimeter so if he doesn't have anything, he can run it.
Out of the backfield, Hunt, and still on the go. Look at Kareem Hunt doing it again. 1st down, KC. He plowed through Chris Harris Jr.
Well, that's why you make that call, Andy Reid, right? You want to run the bootleg, get Mahomes on the outside. You're going to try to hit Kareem Hunt, but if it's not there, it allows Mahomes to do it with his leg. It is there. Let the running back do the work. Good call by Andy Reid, giving him multiple options on critical downs.
Under 10 minutes to play. 3-0 KC.
Kelsey's back in. He's the matchup. He's got to come alive.
Here's Mahomes. Conley now. What a great stiff arm flag comes in as he punished Harris.
And I think they're going to call a pick route by Travis Kelce here.
Yes.
He's so slow. He's got to disguise it a little bit better.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 87. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay. 1st down.
This is the old rub route we've been talking about a lot. But you're going to see Kelce's jog off the ball. All he's trying to do is Chris Harris there. See how he bumps him? He had him beat. He's got to have a little bit more awareness. You cannot make contact. Just run a little bit harder and then accidentally bump into him. But when you make that kind of contact and you're that big, wearing number 87, they're going to call that every time. Good call by the refs there.
7th penalty on the KC offense tonight. They've been hurting themselves and asking Mahomes to dig themselves out of a hole. Play clock is running down. 1st and 20. Here goes Kelsey.
That's an incredible throw by Patrick Mahomes. He liked the matchup. He saw it. Brandon Marshall's running to him. And Travis Kelce knows that separation. He knows he can beat Brandon Marshall, linebacker, with speed. And you see how quickly that ball got on him. That's what you want as a tight end. I'll take care of the linebacker. You put it on me as soon as I come out of my break.
The arm strength is superb. Mahomes, a little too much of it there. To the outside and high, looking for Hill.
These two just missed each other over and over again here. Seeing them, they're not on the same page with these little stop routes. That should be throw and catch.
Or you can credit that to some of the defense, the different looks they've been giving him. If you're the Denver Broncos, though, where is Von Miller? We haven't heard a lot from Von Miller making the impact plays other than on the goal line. You're the best edge rusher in football. He's dropping back to throw. You got to get some heat, Von Miller.
3rd and 1. They are 0 for 2 on 3rd and 1 tonight.
Man to man. Maybe get Spencer Ware out in the flat real quick.
He got him. Able to connect with Conley for a 1st down. Constantly extending plays, giving his team a chance, and then using that flamethrower of a right arm.
They were trying to get Ware out quick out of the backfield off that bunch step, the pick route. Denver did a good job passing off, but you know, regardless of what happens tonight, you know, and this is not Patrick Mahomes' best game statistically, but he's showing that grit and determination on the road. I like the moxie, but more importantly, I like the poise and the noise.
Going underneath, Kelsey spins 3, and he's to the 9-yard line.
You know what that is, Bug? That's Kelsey, my best weapon on the linebacker. Kind of give him a little fake, doesn't really matter. I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm more athletic. Just hit me, Mahomes.
He's the best tight end in football, Whit. He's the reason why we saw Chris Harris Jr. on him. You can't put a linebacker or a safety on him. No disrespect to Gronk. Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football.
Remember, he was shut out in that 1st half. You just saw it. 6 catches now in this 2nd half.
Tyreek Hill in the backfield. Try to get him.
They go to Hunt. Picks up a nice block and gets it down inside the 2-yard line.
A great block by Cam Irving coming around. Just being physical, Irving, and just lowering his shoulder there. That's why he led the league in rushing last year. This offense can go sideline to sideline, but the engine, the foundation, is the physicality of that young man, Kareem Hunt. 115 yards tonight. And dare I say it's been a quiet 115.
But the 17 rushes, they keep riding him here. I suspect him to just try to keep hammering it inside.
Well, they got some bigs on the field. This is the 12th play of a drive here that they absolutely got to have.
And Travis Kelce at the top of the screen on Will Parks. That's a matchup Kelce likes.
And a timeout used by Kansas City. You know, I like your point that you just made. Denver used the timeout there that you made moments ago about, listen, we've seen the stat lines on Mahomes. We know what he's done all year long, but this is where you find out something about him.
Yeah, and you know, the poise to be able to make plays. Forget about what's happened the previous 3 quarters. You're in this game, you're down 10, and you're seeing it. That long 3rd down conversion, he's putting the team on his back. And all great quarterbacks at some point in time, yeah, the system's great. Andy Reid has a way with these young quarterbacks. He's got a lot of weapons on the outside and the running back, but he's carrying this football team. It starts and stops with him, his playmaking ability. I'd be pretty proud of this young guy, the way he's played tonight.
Here's Kelce in for the score.
I think they caught this Bronco defense not being ready, guys. They were late coming back on the field. Mahomes recognized it. He did a great job of recognizing that. Late, Chris Harris not set up. They're still pointing. He just pops it up. throws it out to Travis Kelce. I mean, that is an easy walk-in touchdown there, but it's great recognition by Mahomes. Hurry the snap count up and get it to Kelce because the Bronco defense wasn't ready.
Good job by Mitchell Schwartz, the right tackle. Getting Von Miller's hands down, getting on him quick because he almost picked that thing.
Mitchell Schwartz, who hasn't missed a game in his career. And what do we have here? They cut it to 3. Bolin, the Broncos owner since '84. He is now a 2019 Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist. More Super Bowl appearances, had 7, then losing seasons, 3 Super Bowl championships. As they honor Pat Bolin, of course, one of the great franchises. There's a statue outside the stadium. All the great teams through the years here under his direction. Joe Ellis, now the president and CEO, is the Bolin Trust, the ownership group here. Mr. Bolin battles Alzheimer's. That was a great drive by Mahomes. Went 8 of 10, 84 yards, and was able to get it to Kelce quickly for the score.
Yeah, he fought for every yard. And seeing him on that drive, like we talked about, you know, being able to put his team on the back, that's what you need to see from Case Keenum now here. He's got a 3-point lead. Stay aggressive. His running game is his friend. But make the plays. Put some drives together. Get a first down or 2 and see what happens here. Stay aggressive. You do not want to punt this ball back. This high-flying offense, Kansas City.
And here's where you can use the running game to your advantage with a little play action and move the chains early on.
Here's Lindsey as he goes under Williams that time. He just stayed at home. Big guy from northern Iowa.
Yeah, I expect, Bo, just like you said, I expect Keenum to challenge this secondary of Kansas City. His weapons are on the outside. They're running the ball well, but stay aggressive. Finding Sutton, being able to find Emmanuel Sanders. Those are the weapons that can get you a first down or 2 and get comfortable a little bit.
There's Sanders, was cut down that time by Scandrick.
You know, talking to head coach of the Broncos, Vance Joseph, one of the things he said he wanted to accomplish was to get this game late in the 4th quarter. Get the Kansas City Chiefs in a dogfight. They've been high-flying all year long. Can they be in a dogfight? He knows that his team is battle-tested. He wanted to see if the Chiefs were. We're finding out tonight.
Well, here's the moment. 3rd down and 10. Under 5.5 to play. And trying to come in with a win and hold on to a 3-point margin. Keenum.
He's going to run for it.
Pushed out of bounds that time by Allen Bailey. Excellent play by Bailey to track Keenum.
You know, statistically, this Kansas City defense has been in the bottom. Maybe even last in a lot of categories. But they've been #1 on 3rd down. And they needed that stop right there to get off the field and give their offense that ball back.
And now they need the veteran Marquette King, who they got from the Raiders, to flip this field. And how dangerous is that guy right there, Tyreek Hill, with 5 career return touchdowns, 4 of them punt return touchdowns.
I wouldn't punt it to him, Tess. I'd punt it out of bounds.
Well, these are the moments that can make a guy. The moment has arrived for Patrick Mahomes when we return. Field coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. What a night here in Denver. Joe Tessitore alongside Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, and Lisa Salters. And now Patrick Mahomes with the ball, 4:35 to play, trailing by 3. Quick strike and quick connect to Hill.
Just such a high percentage throw. That's the run pass option. Tyreek Hill has been pretty quiet here in the 2nd half, but Mahomes is so comfortable. And being able to get 8-9 yards on the first play on a run pass option, he's loving that.
You know, with the one thing that last touchdown drive by KC did, now they can get back into their RPO scheme, their college offense scheme. Notice Tyreek Hill is in the backfield. When he's close to the core like that, usually something's up. Pay attention.
Let's look for it here. 2nd and 2. And just like that, they do get him the ball, but look at how well it was played by Adam Pac-Man Jones, a loss of 3.
And that's why they wanted to play man-to-man coverage. So all that gimmick stuff, you can see ball and go hit ball. And Pac-Man Jones, the veteran defensive back, he's got him, he sees it, and he reacts and closes on him. And as fast as Tyreek Hill is, it's difficult to get off of that. But now you got 3rd down.
And now you have this. A cascade of sound, and a young quarterback having to deal with it. 3rd and 5.
Kelsey's in man on the drag.
Here comes Von Miller. Oh, how did he pull that off? He got it to Hill, and they've got a 1st down.
Joe, are you kidding me? Wow. I mean, this guy is incredible. You know, there's many years ago they talked about Montana magic in Kansas City. Look at this guy. Von Miller on his heels. He throws it left-handed any way possible.
He puts it in his left hand and shot puts it to Tyreek Hill for a 3rd down conversion. Think about what you just saw at this level against that speed rusher.
I've seen it all now, Joe.
Wow. Left-handed. Mahomes, that time they get to him. As Bradley Chubb, the rookie, and a late flag.
I think they might get him for grounding. They're discussing that here.
He's pointing out a receiver in the area, but will he win that argument?
Yeah, Kareem Hunt was there. I give Kareem Hunt effort. He was given effort going and thinking that it was possibly a fumble. He was in the area, though.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 15. It's a 10-yard penalty and a loss of down. 2nd down.
The argument not persuasive enough for Craig Rolstad, the referee.
But this is why they drafted Bradley Chubb. Let's see if he's in the pocket. He's still in the tackle box. There's got to be an eligible receiver there. But that's why you draft Bradley Chubb. Him and Von Miller, 4th quarter pass rush, getting to the quarterback. That's paying dividends now.
And Mahomes doesn't need to try to get all of it back here. Just try to get some of it back and get in the 3rd and manageable.
2nd and 20. They go with the screen to Hunt. Another flag is down as Hunt works his way to the 49.
Good call by Andy Reid, getting the screen game going. But those linemen, they
Holding.
stop holding.
Offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
We're trying to get the ball on the perimeter. That's 2 screens we've now seen. The one to Kelsey earlier in the game, and now this. You can't be lousy in your protection. You want to hold that block, and then throw them by and get upfield. You're taking 2 as offensive linemen. That's what the screen game's all about, getting linemen out in space. Cannot have penalties there.
And right now, it's 2nd and a country mile. If you're Denver, keep the ball in front of you. Nothing over the top right now.
But you got a quarterback who can throw it a country mile.
But you got one-on-one with Travis Kelce on Brandon Marshall.
They bring 4 against Mahomes. And gets it downfield again. Time and time again. This time, DeMarcus Robinson for 23.
You know, I really like the way Vance Joseph called this game, but I do not know why you play man-to-man and this down and distance, because plays like that, when he scrambles, it's hard to cover for that long. And when you play man, that's what those guys do. They're just chasing. I don't know about that call and that situation. Play zone and keep it forced underneath.
That's just a terrible call, Whit, by the Denver Broncos defense. It's 2nd and a country mile. You drop back, you play coverage, and you allow your defense to rally up. Now this is a big 3rd down. You gonna play coverage now, or you bringing heat?
3rd down and 7.
Running. Oh, he's got him. Tight end.
Wide open. He strikes with Demetrius Harris again. And what a way to set up the drama. A 35-yard completion by Kid Wonder. Showtime Mahomes as we hit the 2-minute warning, and here come the Chiefs. That kind of night on Monday Night Football. Hear all the boos here at Mile High because the home crowd felt that the play clock had hit 0 on that 35-yard play.
You see it right there, Joe. Right before that ball snap, it goes to 0.
Well, our longtime rules expert, Jeff Triplett, can't be challenged, right, Jeff?
That's correct. This can't be challenged. But what you got to understand is the back judge is looking at that play. He looks at the play clock go to 0, his mechanic is, and then look at the snap. So if he felt like the snap was going off, then the play goes.
So here we are, a first down at the 11 for the Chiefs. They are 3-0, trying to stay perfect. And Mahomes has been sensational in trying to dig him out of this hole. The last time the Broncos blew a 10-point fourth quarter comeback, week 12 of 2007. That was a loss in overtime to the Bears. 2007. And now Mahomes trying to bring KC all the way back and more.
Patrick Mahomes changing the play just now.
Free play to the end zone. Kelsey! No. Out of bounds.
He caught it, Joe, but Stewart knocked him out of bounds.
Offside. Defense, number 58. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
But good awareness by Mahomes, knowing that he had a free play and taking a shot. Stewart, nice job forcing Kelsey out of bounds, and he's down.
That hit from Stewart has Kelsey reeling in pain.
Yeah, Joe, it happened right here in front of him. Kelsey went up, and he exposed his rib cage and his stomach area, and Stewart just hit him right in it. He had to, otherwise he'd have came down in bounds.
And keep in mind, it has been Travis Kelsey that Mahomes has been riding in this second half. 7 catches, 78 yards, the touchdown. But look at that force, and then going to the ground as Stewart came plowing through.
You know, sometimes that happens to big targets. You're so big, and they put the ball up there because you got a big radius, and that was a sluggo, a little slant and go. He did a good job. And, you know, it knocks the wind out of you. They put that helmet right in your sternum, man. Golly, it's tough to shake that one off.
Come on, Whit, you got to tough it up, man. You got to be tough in that situation, Whit.
You know, sometimes you think that, Bug, and then and they tell you got a spleen, you know? And it's like,
And isn't it funny how everything can come full circle as Kelsey is able to jog off? What a tough guy. His first career start, Mahomes, was last year, week 17, against these Broncos. Final drive, he was 4 for 6, 52 yards, and set up Harrison Butker to come on and get the game-winning field goal. This is how he did it. And the Chiefs won 27-24. The win was the first by a quarterback drafted by the Chiefs, homegrown, since Todd Blackledge in 1987.
They're going for a game-winning touchdown now, Joe, not a game-winning field goal. He's put him in position again. But if you're the Denver Bronco defense, hey, all is not lost. The momentum is with Kansas City. Somebody has to make a play for the Bronco defense. Is it going to be Chubb, Miller? You have to make a play and hold this team to a field goal.
Injury inside of 2 minutes, so KC loses a timeout. 1 remains, 1:49, 1st and 5 after the penalty. Kareem Hunt in the backfield with Mahomes.
And I look for him to run the ball. Eat
and
some
that's
of that
what
clock.
they do. And Mahomes gives way to Hunt. And he goes for 2 as Andy Reid looks at that play sheet. And Travis Kelsey is going to come back out onto the field. And a timeout used by Denver. We remind you, as good of a Monday nighter this is, with this kind of finish, we have history on the line next week, as Drew Brees is 201 yards away from becoming the NFL's all-time passing leader. He's pursuing Peyton. And next week, Monday Night Football is down in New Orleans for Redskins and Saints, with Drew Brees lined up to make history. That's the autumn of a legend's career. This, the early climb of the mountain for Patrick Mahomes. Here's Hunt. and he's in for the score. Kansas City takes the lead.
You see the emotion of this team. Pat Mahomes leads them down the field and then gives it to his running back. We talked about it starts and finishes with this running attack. He just follows his blockers, gets his pads down, and runs it in. Pat Mahomes, we wanted to see how he'd handle adversity, Joe. Down 10 in the fourth, he responded.
You know, this week in the NFL, coming into tonight, there were 5 teams that overcame a fourth quarter deficit to win. The Chargers, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Raiders in that classic against Baker Mayfield and the Browns, and the Titans. And look what Patrick Mahomes just did, and now a 27-23 lead, and Denver will get their chance. Booger has tonight's PlayStation View multi-view.
Yeah, just take a look at Patrick Mahomes and his ability just to climb in the pocket and make plays. Just look at that body torque there, turning, throwing towards Travis Kelce. And now, to me, this is Brett Favre. I can't throw it right-handed, so I'm going to throw it left-handed. And now, when you put him under pressure, I'm going to scramble. I'm not scrambling to run, but I'm going to scramble to throw. Patrick Mahomes was a legend coming in tonight. I wanted to see how he would handle adversity. Boys, he showed us something special tonight.
Look at this stat. Mahomes, 192 yards passing outside the pocket. Folks, that is the most pass yards outside the pocket of any quarterback in the last decade in the NFL.
And Tess, that's saying something, because Michael Vick was in this league also. That shows you how big that is.
Yeah, but Pat Mahomes, he was 8 of 10 for 84 yards, and then he came back 5 of 6, 69 yards. All young quarterbacks, they have moments in their careers that they go back to and say, hey, that was when it happened. And I know he's off to the first 3 games and how well he's done, but tonight was that for him. Coming down 10, coming in here in the fourth quarter and putting the team on his back, creating plays all over the field. But now, it's Case Keenum time.
His first year as Denver starter after getting a big catch and the big cash in free agency. Getting after him as he was pursued by Armani Watts, the rookie out of A&M.
The quarterback has been ruled down by contact. Third and final charge timeout, Denver.
What a big play by Watts.
They're going to run a play action. They're going to try to get Hireman to come back off the edge, but he doesn't get there when he comes on this side. He cannot get there on the play action. Hireman, that's a tough block. He's got to try to get there, but he can't. Armani Watts blitzing. I'm surprised they went with the play action there, because you're really not getting the fake.
Exactly.
In this moment, down in distance where you're at. And that's a tough block coming from the opposite end of the field, the tight end position, and get it back across to the weak side and make that block. I guess Hireman could have threw his body out there, but surprised by that call in this situation, going with a play action.
No timeouts now. 1:29 and a 2nd and 20. As he goes to the near side to the veteran Thomas. It was wrapped up by Nelson. And that clock is counting down.
You know, now if you're this Kansas City defense, yeah, you've been the worst defense in the NFL all year, but now you have a chance to make a stop and secure the win.
Playing single high, it's open on the outside. Emmanuel Sanders and his receivers have some room.
That's not going to help. And now they're going to need something special. We know he's done that before. Just ask fans up in the Twin Cities.
It's a manageable third down, though, Tess. It's 3rd and 11. You got no timeout.
4th down, Boog.
4th down, excuse me. 4th down and 11, no timeouts. If you're Bill Musgrave, you got to find something that Case Keenum is hot on. Find something that he loves in this situation.
Look, they've been playing some single high zone on the outside, which means you got to get across the field. Don't worry about getting out of bounds. Outside are your friends, especially Emmanuel Sanders.
4th down and 11, game on the line. Keenum. He gets it. Emmanuel Sanders.
That's where the ball needs to go. Really good job. You see they're playing single high defense. You got one-on-one matchups outside. Emmanuel Sanders does a good job forcing the outside release. And not only does he convert, he gets out of bounds, Joe.
Smartly so by Sanders as he's separated from Orlando Scandrick.
I'm really surprised Kansas City defense is not playing a two-shell, just basically dropping 7 back there. Putting these corners on the island, playing man-to-man out there, it's tough.
Sanders comes in motion, fresh set of downs.
Now we see
the 4th down, and now pressure again. Oh, and he finds him in stride. Here goes Jeff Hireman. The Broncos are in business. 36-yard reception. Clock counting down. No timeouts. Case Keenum calmly operating this offense.
Sometimes when you got them on the ropes, you don't clock it, you just run another play.
Let's see if they do. That is what they do. Half minute to play, incomplete. That will stop the clock with 28 ticks.
Joe, I talked about they were in single-eye coverage. Now they come back and they play a two-high safety, which gives you an isolation on your tight end, and the middle becomes the open part of the field. And you see Hireman right here. He comes open, and that's what they want to do. They shifted to cover 2. Case Keenum saw it, and the middle of the field was open. Good execution by Case Keenum.
High drama at Mile High. Keenum. Oh, nearly intercepted by Fuller, but they will live on with 22 seconds to play.
You know, and the fact that Denver has no timeouts, the Kansas City Chiefs are starting to play toward the sideline. Fuller there is playing for the out route because he knows that the Broncos have no timeouts.
Fuller's got to make that catch, Borg. He's got to make it.
I agree with you on that. He does. That could have been a game ender right there.
They took over at their own 25 with 1:39 left. And now the 8th play. And they pull this out. Keenum. Downfield, he's open, but he overthrows Demaryius Thomas.
Wow. That's the right read. It's cover 2 when you put 2 seam routes down the field. It's called the old turkey hole shot. You see Scandrick falls off. It's cover 2. Thomas, Keenum like to have that throw back, boy. And it just puts a 2-on-1 matchup on the safety.
4th and 10. Where do you go?
Well, you gotta expect that they're gonna play a shell coverage. You can throw it in the middle of the field still. I like Emmanuel Sanders in the middle, and then if you get it, you gotta clock it on the ball.
Kansas City will use the timeout to talk it over.
And if you're Kansas City, do you possibly think about bringing some pressure here? You played the soft zone, right? He hit you once to the tight end, and then he had a possibility at another one there. Do you just get up there and challenge him, play man-to-man and challenge him, or do you play the soft zone? Because there's only 16 seconds left, so even if they do complete it, they got to get up and clock it, and then they're going to have to try to go to the end zone.
Well, here's what I'm doing. I'm playing soft zone because the one thing you don't want to do is give up a big shot in man-to-man, have somebody slip and fall. You play soft zone. Even if you give up a catch, now you make Denver execute, come up and clock it. To me, the soft zone is the play here for defense coordinator Bob Sutton.
Yeah, and you're going to see in the slot there, not only Sutton, but Emmanuel Sanders right here. That's the guy they want to try to attack.
Here's your ball game. 4th down. Desperate times. Oh, he tried to lateral it. He was trying to lateral it to Sanders, and instead, it goes down to the ground.
Wow.
They were going with the old hook and ladder on 4th down when it looked like the catch would have been right at the sticks.
Are you kidding me? I mean, Sutton gets the 1st down.
Could they have caught that and clocked it?
Well, they could have. They could have potentially do it. You know, they say like 11 seconds to be able to convert it, get everybody lined up. With that much time, they could have clocked it. But I tell you what, if they could have converted that with Booker leading blocking, that's a house call. If they could have executed it.
Yeah,
watch the clock here, Boog.
Yeah,
you be the judge.
Let's take a look at it. When he catches it, if he catches it, at that point, he goes down right there. Now you're looking at 12 seconds. It's going to be tight for Denver to get to the line of scrimmage and clock it. I disagree with the hook and ladder, but, man, you just can't make that play in that situation.
What an absolutely outrageous, utterly outrageous way to close this one out. And oh, was it a great one.
Look, I really believe with 16 seconds, that's
After
where you work.
the pass was ruled incomplete. Therefore, turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Kansas City at the 28-yard line. Timer, please put 12 seconds on the game clock.
So they're saying, listen, he didn't even firmly control it enough before the lateral to constitute a catch. Bottom line, same result.
You know, it was aggressive mindset by Bill Musgrave. I believe with 16 seconds, you can convert that, get on the ball, clock it, and at least have a second or two to take a shot in the end zone. Instead, Bill Musgrave said, we'll catch him off guard, and they almost had it.
Yeah.
They could have executed the pitch.
That's a gutsy call, man. That's a real gutsy call right there by the Broncos.
Denver's first blown 10-point lead in the 4th quarter at home since November of 2004. And you know who pulled it off? Showtime did. That guy, Patrick Mahomes. A star is born in the NFL, and he plays quarterback for Kansas City. 27-23. Next week, we're going to be in New Orleans, and Drew Brees is going after history. It's the Saints and the Skins. Stay tuned for the GMC post-game report on SportsCenter. For Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, and Lisa Salters, I'm Joe Tessitore. Enjoy the rest of your night, including time with my man, SVP.